It started with a simple pause. Kelly looked at him across the room, waiting for him to finish his sentence. But the words didn't come. He looked confused just for a moment. Then he smiled, brushed it off, and walked away. But Kelly didn't. Something inside her froze. This wasn't the first time, and it wouldn't be the last. Later that night, he asked her where they were going tomorrow, even though they'd talked about it all day. She smiled gently, but her heart sank. That's when she knew something was wrong, and it wasn't going away. At first, it was just the little things. Forgetting what he walked into the room for, repeating a story twice in the same day. Kelly didn't panic. Everyone forgets things. But this felt different. Mark had always been sharp, always present. He never missed a beat. Until now. One morning, he called her from the driveway, confused about where he was going, even though the address was written on a sticky note on the dashboard. Another time, he stared at the coffee machine like it was something he didn't recognize. Kelly kept telling herself it was stress, or age, or exhaustion, but in her heart, the fear was growing. This wasn't just forgetfulness. It felt like something slipping, something deeper, and she didn't know how to stop it. All she could do was watch it happen day by day. The waiting room was too quiet. Kelly held Mark's hand as if squeezing it could stop the clock. The doctor walked in gently, carrying not just a folder, but a weight that pressed down on both of them. His voice was calm, but Kelly could feel the shift in the room as soon as he spoke. "We've reviewed the scans," he began, "and there are signs of early-onset cognitive decline. It may be the beginning stages of memory loss, possibly dementia." Kelly's heart dropped, even though she'd expected something was wrong. Mark looked down, silent. He didn't even ask a question. He just nodded. For once, the man who always had something clever to say had no words at all. The doctor continued, tests, monitoring, treatments, but Kelly wasn't hearing most of it. Her mind was somewhere else, somewhere between fear and heartbreak, somewhere between denial and devastation. She glanced at Mark, hoping to find some flicker of reassurance in his eyes. But all she saw was uncertainty. Don't panic, not anger, just quiet. And that silence said everything. It was the moment life divided, before the diagnosis, and now, after Kelly smiled for the cameras the next morning. She did her makeup, sat in the studio chair, and read the teleprompter like always. But behind her smile, something had changed. During breaks, her eyes wandered. She checked her phone more than usual. Just one message from Mark would have made her breathe easier. But there was nothing. Just silence, she reminded herself. Mark was strong. He always had been. But this time, she couldn't shake the fear that she was holding both of them up now. And part of her was already grieving. Not for what was lost, but for what might come. That night, after the show, Kelly didn't go straight home. She took a slow drive around the city, past places that once made them laugh. She finally pulled into the driveway and sat there in silence. When she entered the house, the lights were dim. Mark was asleep on the couch, a blanket half falling to the floor. She knelt beside him, brushed his hair back, and whispered, "I'm here." He didn't wake. But he stirred slightly, just enough. She sat there in the dark for an hour, holding his hand, saying everything she couldn't say on camera. The next morning, the waiting room was cold. Kelly sat with her arms folded tight, eyes fixed on the clock. When the doctor finally entered, his voice was low, gentle, but each word landed like a weight. "It's early onset," he said. "We'll monitor closely. There's still time to slow things down, still time. But not to undo it." Kelly nodded, barely blinking. She didn't cry, not yet. She just asked, "What does he need from me now?" The doctor paused, then softly replied, "Patience, familiarity, and love." She whispered, "He already has that." And for the first time, her hands trembled. That night, Kelly sat beside him as he drifted off to sleep. The TV was still playing, but he didn't seem to follow the story. He chuckled at something she didn't understand, then asked if his father had called. His father had passed away years ago. Kelly smiled gently and said, "Not yet. Maybe tomorrow." She held his hand as he closed his eyes. No panic, no correction. Just love. When the lights dimmed, she stayed awake, staring into the dark. Her face was calm. But inside, 1,000 quiet tears were learning how to be strong. Sometimes the hardest moments are the quiet ones, when no one's watching and no answers come. But Kelly's silence spoke louder than words. It said, "I'm here. I won't let go. If this story touched you, please like the video, subscribe for more updates, and share your thoughts below.